Welcome to the 2350 Effect.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2350 Effect. I am your co-host, Damian Kinsey. As always, I am joined by Dr. Farron. Dr. Farron, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here today. I am the owner of Creative Living Ideas. I'm an educator as well, and a principal, and co-host of this fun show with Damian Kinsey, as well as the 2350 Network partnership with Damian Kinsey on that as well. So excited to be here tonight. We've got a big topic to talk to you about. And if you haven't heard the news, something special is going to be happening pretty soon.
Yes, something definitely special is going to be happening pretty soon. Welcome, Jackie. Thanks for joining us. Happy Sunday to you as well. Omar, great seeing you. Christy, great seeing you. Lisa, great seeing you. And those people out there, if we don't see you, please put your name in the chat so we can actually acknowledge you here. Hey, just let us know that you're around. And as always, we always start off the 2350 Effect with all right, so we always start with a laugh, a call, a text. Laugh, call, text is the segment where in the last 7 days, what is that thing that made you either laugh out loud, call someone, or text them?
Do you want to go first?
Sure, I have a whole lot of things that made me laugh, call, text this week, but I would go with yesterday we had our 2350 event. We always do one the last Saturday of the month around leadership. It was an amazing conversation. I received a text from you about it. I was going to text you as well, and I was so happy to see it. I was happy to see Jamie's post talking about that particular event around leadership and a conversation. And we had so many great conversations and point of views from the individuals in the group, so many collaborations that are going on. And I'm happy about seeing that, and I'm also excited about where we're at and having this discussion about building a virtual wellness experience. How about you, Dr. Farron?
I just want to piggyback on that. it was a great conversation that we had yesterday with the people in the network, and it was just very empowering and very enlightening on all levels, and really reached so many different people. And I want to thank you for that. Damien always comes up with the best topics for Leadership and Lemonade, which is one of our things that we do in the 2350 network. And it was amazing. But let me tell you what was really amazing. We're all over the country, and we're able to collaborate together on an app just for the 2350 network. I was at a softball game at Florida State University and they were at their places, and I was able to step away and be a part of this amazing group. I mean, absolutely love the flexibility and, just the support from the 2350 network. So I agree. That was amazing also to be able to be a part of yesterday. I do want to say that, oh, that's exciting, Jackie. Oh, you're going to have to send us a picture. I love that. Congratulations. I do have to say my text was to my kids. My husband is a huge softball fan, a huge sports fan, and he had been working pretty hard at our rental house in Florida and had been doing a lot of honeydews for me. And I said, let's spend the whole day. There were 4 softball games to go to. I took a picture of him just staring into the field in his glory of about, what he had 10 hours of softball that we sat there and watched. And my kids were like, oh my gosh, I think he's in heaven. And he was. And so that was my laugh caller text to my family. It was really nice to be able to give him that treat. He does so much for me.
I like that. And dropping your laugh call text. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Jackie, for putting your laugh call text. Tanisha, it's great seeing you as well. And Dr. Rowe, great seeing you as well. We missed you at the Leadership and Lemonade yesterday, but there's always more opportunities, and we love that you're out there and you're joining us right now. So thank you all for that.
Absolutely. Right. Congratulations, Christy, on your nephew having a son. That's exciting.
Yes, congratulations, Christy. All right, so we have a topic tonight, right? As always, we always have a topic.
We do. We always have a topic. And I'm excited about this topic because this is a big baby. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that we've been working on for a while, probably since the end of October, which is when the Work-Life Balance Summit ended. And we have the virtual wellness experience coming March 21st and 22nd. We have a lot to tell you guys about this. You've probably been seeing some splatterings here and there about some different things with it, but this tonight, we're really wanting to just showcase it and tell you as much as we can about it. So Damien, this is what I want. I want everyone to understand that this event was your vision. We started with my vision of the Work-Life Balance Summit. We wrapped it up 2 years ago, and you said, we have to do this again. Let's do it in the spring. So why don't you explain to everybody why we really decided to do another event and why we decided to call it the Virtual Wellness Summit a year ago?
Yeah, so a year ago during and while we were in the process of the Work-Life Balance Summit, we wanted to have like another event activity. So we wanted to do something and keep it as simple as possible. It's virtual, it's about wellness, and it was a summit. So we created the Virtual Wellness Summit, which was a 2-day event. And as time went on and the more the process went on, we started expanding and adding more things and more tools to it. So in mid-run of it, before the summit even happened, we already had the plan to call it a virtual wellness experience because it was already an experience. We had the magazine, we had breakout rooms, we had so many other things that we're going to talk about shortly. And that is why we created this particular summit and changed it to the experience. 26 different presenters from all across the place, almost 30 different presentations, 29 different presentations. And we wanted to create this overall experience for people in various industries that they can come to and get every level of wellness and every experience from everybody in every industry. And I think a year ago, last year, March, we did a great job of doing that. As you can see on the bottom under Dr. Farron, that picture is the magazine. So that's one of the magazines that we created out of this experience. And every year we want to enhance and grow it more and more. So this is the picture of the virtual wellness experience, which we turned into an experience. It has all these different presenters in it. And we'll talk about that shortly. About it. And that's kind of where we started with it. We wanted to create an experience separate from a summit. So we wanted the Work-Life Balance Summit to be the Work-Life Balance Summit. And we wanted this to be the virtual wellness experience. So it can be something totally different from what we do with the Work-Life Balance Summit. That's the virtual wellness experience.
Right. And you know what, when we did the first virtual wellness, and we're going back and forth with summit and experience, so hang in there with us. But last year we called it the summit. And when we went through it, we were like, this is really an experience. People were really experienced levels of wellness in different areas that they had not experienced before. And Damien and I were like, this is something that we just really wanted to create very different for people. Work-life balance. Obviously, the topic is work-life balance. All of the sessions focus on balancing work and life. And so that was important to be able to do. Now with the virtual wellness experience, we wanted people to have an experience on wellness in all areas of their life, and a variety of presenters that could talk to and speak to everyone about wellness in different areas. So we have financial wellness to talk about. We have parenting wellness to talk about. We have relational wellness to talk about, physical wellness to talk about, food wellness, just all sorts of areas of wellness that you probably maybe don't pay a lot of attention to, or maybe you do and you want a little extra attention to it. So, Damien and I have been collaborating and connecting with so many people on this platform and in our lives that we felt, it would be selfish of us to not share these people with you. And so when we created the experience, we created it with all of these people in mind to be able to give you a virtual wellness experience. Now, these people are from all over the world. We have a person from the Dominican. We have people in the United States, coast to coast, north to south, east to west. We have people in Canada. We have people all over the world who are joining us. And it's really quite an experience. You should join us.
Yes, and we do have people from the network. We have veteran people who we started the network with, new network members. We have individuals who have done the summit with us several different times. So many array of different people from so many industries, from parenting to sales to marketing, digital therapy, you name it, education. We got it. There's someone there, and that's thus the virtual wellness experience.
Yeah. Do you want me to go through some of this? Do you want to share this right now?
I want to get into one question before we go.
All right. Absolutely.
And also, that's what it looks like. And you can get your tickets at creativelivingideas.com, which will be scrolling on your screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Absolutely. Or you can go to any of the posts on my page. I'm posting every day about the presenters. There's a QR code. Scan that, get your ticket, and join us March 21st and 22nd, because we're super excited about it.
On the 2350network.com, which the reposts are all there, and some of them are on my page. I know Nick has done a great job of doing 2350 over 10, and Erica is going to pick it up this week and continue the mantle of that. All right. So, want to get into our first question?
I do.
Okay. So, let's just talk about the differences between the Virtual Wellness Summit and the Virtual Wellness Experience. I know we touched upon it a little bit. So, what are some of the differences in your opinion?
Well, I think, I think we changed up some things a little bit, from last year to this year. And I think we've talked to the presenters about, we want the people in the audience, our members that are joining us, to be able to take things away from them. So they're going to gain an actual experience while they are with us. And so I think that's important. I think that's a big difference between it as well. And, we also have that very cool time in the middle where they get to do some networking. And I love that as well. I mean, that changes up the experience with it. I think they're going to have some actual hands-on things to be doing during the events. How about you? What do you see as a difference between the summit and the experience? And I think I'm just going to say, I know we talked about it last year because it was called a summit. And afterwards, we were like, this was definitely an experience. Do you see anything else that I missed?
I think the difference is we're making sure we have the breakout room. We're playing around with having the short intro part with the experiences in place. So tune in for that, more information about that. And we're making sure that those breakout rooms actually happen. And we had meet the presenters, we had yoga, but we're trying to get more opportunities where people can actually network with each other.
Mm-hmm.
More so this time than last year.
Right. And the sessions are about 45 minutes long. And those sessions, the networking time gives you that opportunity to go and ask those questions that you really want to ask that presenter, spend some time with them, get to know them a little bit better. So I love that. That gives you an experience feeling as well.
And you don't have to stop your presentation in the middle of it to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of times we're like, oh, I need this more information. I want to talk to this person. If you come to the networking part of it, you get a great opportunity to have those conversations during that part.
Right.
So,
absolutely. And they're both days. They're on Friday and on Saturday. So whoever's presenting Friday or Saturday should be at that session.
yes.
In the middle of the day.
And make sure you share this particular conversation, those people out there. But people will definitely have value with this conversation as well.
Yeah. And you know what? Can we go, are you done with this question? Can we go to the next question? I've been wanting to go to this next question. So forgive me. So those of you who may not know, we've been having Wellness Wednesdays the last couple of weeks on Wednesdays, obviously, with some of the presenters. And it has been such fun. I'm getting to my CLI channel so you can see that. I'm going to share this tab instead, and you can take a look at this. Damien, can you show this? Can you present this screen really quick? Thank you. So if you join Creative Living Ideas YouTube channel, you're going to get all of these. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to subscribe to a YouTube channel. You just put in an email address, and then you're able to be notified of any type of videos that we show. Well, this is our experience right now live on the YouTube channel, but you'll also see other lives that were on here like Wellness Wednesday. And so if you didn't get to catch those, you can catch Wellness Wednesday on the Creative Living Ideas YouTube channel. And, we were discussing and talking about wellness. You'll see some of these amazing presenters as I'm hovering over them. They're coming up on the screen. And we spent about 30 minutes just having the best time ever talking about wellness. And one of the first questions was that I asked them, and I haven't been able to ask you yet, is, what does wellness mean to you, Damien? What does wellness mean to you?
Hello? Yes. Sorry. Wellness means to me, I think there's a lot of components to it. I think it's having financial wellness, it's having health wellness, it's having spiritual wellness, and it's also relational wellness. Those are the components that I really look at or often. Sorry about that. I was actually going to the YouTube page and putting the link in there.
Oh,
and the YouTube page is about a 3-second feed difference. So when they bounce back, what does wellness mean to you?
That's okay. I forgive you. Not to worry.
Like, oh, okay.
Not to worry.
Yeah, but that's it. It's the 4 components: is relational, spiritual, financial, and physical health and wellness and mental.
I don't think a lot of people really think about financial wellness being, financial being a wellness aspect of it. And hi, Felipe, thanks for joining us. I try to hop into he gives some really great advice on Felipe's events that he hosts. I appreciate the things that he shares. But one of the ones that I had attended of his was talking about just saving money every week and just going in and saving a little bit every week. And, it is just really impactful for people to be able to do that. And I love that. So we've got some great speakers about that. And I think that's really important. Now, one of the things that I've said on the show on the Wellness Wednesday every week was basically saying to them, I follow this YouTube person about yoga, and she always says in your yoga pose, if this feels uncomfortable, find what feels good. Like find what feels good in this position, find what feels good with the stretch. And that always sticks in my head, and find what feels good. And so it's taking that time for me to really just be present in the day. Again, I just shared with everybody that I spent the whole day at a softball field at Florida State University yesterday, to be there with my husband to watch softball, his love and passion. And he said to me tonight at dinner, he was like, I'm really surprised at how well you liked it. I think that meant you didn't complain during the 10 hours of watching softball, but I took it the right way. And I said, well, I gave myself that this was what I was doing today. And that gave me that kind of feeling of wellness, not nagging in the back of my head of, I have to do this, I have to do that. I can be present right here. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody else? In the audience, share with us, what does wellness mean to you? What does wellness mean to you? We'd love to see your comment in the audience. Everyone's perception, and you go back into that YouTube channel and watch what people say, and their interpretation of what wellness means to them is different than everyone else. And you know what? Sometimes it might change from day to day.
Yeah, that's a good point. What does wellness mean to you? It can change from day to day. It can change from moment to moment. So what does it actually mean to you? We'd love to hear from you in the chat. Thank you for joining us, building out the virtual wellness experience in this conversation.
Yeah. There's going to be some tough conversations at the virtual wellness experience. Do you realize that? Some of the topics can be kind of heavy, huh?
Yeah, so can we show some of the topics that we have them?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because it's some of them are coming to mind that are off the top of my head. And when you say that, yes, there are definitely some conversations. And looking at it, you'll probably be like, okay, these are some of the things I have to have with myself, my family, my friends, and other individuals.
I know it's kind of hard to sort of see here, but when you go to this, so when you click on the QR code, if you go to my page or you go to someone else that has posted it, or you go to the link that Damien can probably put in the chat here, I'll send it to you in a message. It just always goes to my YouTube channel. I can never get it to just go into the LinkedIn chat, but you can check this out and you can go through and look at all of these. You don't have to purchase your ticket just right away, but you can go through and look at them a little bit better. But Dr. Rowe is doing Leading with Your Legacy in Mind. And so great leadership thoughts and process. We've got TC doing the Time Freedom Formula. So that's going to be great. She does a lot on business, entrepreneurship, financial wellness. And then we have Colleen Kilpatrick doing Eliminate What You Tolerate, how to let go of what's holding you back and make space for what lights you up. Like, I think that's amazing. Flying the Plane, Mitigating the Co-Parenting Conflict. So we've got Dr. Young and Sir Royce Brialis that are working on this one together. They also own Welcome to Fatherhood. And so they're amazing. And then this is our networking. So we've got a time in the middle of the day to do some networking. And then this is Dr. Sheila Thomas. She's been with us every time. So she's been with us for 4 sessions, helping every learner progress. So you might think, well, why would you have this in wellness? Well, being a parent, you've got to have some good parenting skills to be able to be well, to feel well, to reduce your stress. And so we thought some parenting issues from Dr. Royce and Dr. Young and Sir Brialis was important, as well as Dr. Sheila. And we've got Unlock the Magic of Meditation with Fawn. She was on one of the Wellness Wednesdays. You'll enjoy hearing from her. She has an amazing YouTube channel as well. Rattled to Resilient. Kimberly Arnold does an amazing job of helping leaders manage their stress and live a more well-rounded, healthy, well life. I forgot. This is a new thing, y'all. Damien and I are presenting together at an event. We have not presented together at all at any of our events that we've had. And we were talking the other day and he's like, let's do one together. And I was like, oh, great idea. So topic to come on that one. Put that on our list of things to do, Damien.
Yes, definitely list of different things as well.
Exactly. And then Dr. Qureshi is going to talk about real relationships. And so that is just day one. That is day one. And then we go into day two and we've got Erica Kessie, Trauma to Trust. And so, like I said, some of these are going to be heavy and we know that. And we wanted them to be for people. We wanted people to have an impact and to have an experience from this and have some great tools. Lee Forrester is a registered nurse and personal trainer, and she's talking about using your voice for impact. And so she has recently written a book, so she is going to be great. Very active on Facebook. So those of you that are on Facebook. Valencia Dantzler is talking from grounded to grateful. So here we go into some gratitude. Leslie Flowers is doing the manifestation factor, the power of visualization. So if you've ever listened to Leslie, she is definitely a expert in this area. We have experts in all of the areas that we are sharing with you. Love this topic as well. Jackie Hallberg, cultivating quality alone time. Jackie and I, when we were on Wellness Wednesday, we were on a few minutes early and we were really getting into this topic. We both have similar likes about this topic. And then let's see, where else are we? Oh, this is a great one. Thomas is new to our, kind of networking group. Thomas is on TikTok, found him on there and started connecting with him. He talks a lot about love and it's really a beautiful topic. And so he's talking about love in real life. So Thomas Harrington will be joining us. You can check him out on TikTok if you all are TikTokers. And then let's see where else. I'm scrolling through here too much. We've got another breakout session here for networking. And then we've got Lead Well, Live Well, the 5 keys to self-leadership. Charity was recently on the Wellness Wednesday with me, and y'all, she was incredible, and you are going to want to listen to this. It has been my first time really getting to know Charity. She is a really great person. Have very much enjoyed all of these people in our group here. Lisa Fevick, a lot of you probably have heard of her if you're on LinkedIn. She's talking about healthy eating made easy. She talks a lot about health and wellness. She's got a great TikTok channel she started. She's also very active on LinkedIn, so check her out. But we've got her with us, so we're excited about that. We've got Nick, who just joined us. Thanks for being here on owning your own bipolar brilliance in business. So Nick is part of the 2350 network. Several of the people here are part of the 2350 network, and we're just excited that this is Nick's first time presenting with us. So excited to have her with us. I wish this would stay where it is. I'm sorry for those of you I'm making you dizzy. And Anya Vasquez, Unlock Your Abundant Energy Blueprint. So Anya was with us about a year ago and is back. So we're excited to have her back to talk about her energy and your energy blueprint. And she's a dynamic speaker and just a sweetheart all the way around. And then I'm wrapping us up. I am closing us out. So stick with us and we'll be tying it all together basically at the very end here. And I love this because this is the framework of the event. So you can go in and look at all of these things and you can see them. You can, check out the lobby. You can look at all the presenters. You can find all their LinkedIn profiles. Everything is here. You can see them. And it is, you can build your itinerary of what you're going to and which sessions to go to. It's a very cool platform. And then you can always chat in the lobby, ask questions. It's really, really cool.
And it's on replay.
Thank you. It is. We will have it set up for at least 2 weeks that you'll be able to go back and watch it. So if you want to buy both days of tickets, you'll get recordings for both days, and you'll be able to go back in and rewatch them, which is awesome. You know, I mean, when else can you do that? If you go to a conference in person, you're having to say, oh, I had to step out, or I had to, I missed what they said, or I didn't write down what I wanted to write down. And so you'll have all of the recordings to be able to go back and look at and get information from. Yeah.
I like that. And also, I did put the link in the chat. If you see this
Thank you
thing right here, that's it. That's the link to the virtual wellness experience to get your tickets. The replay. Thank you, Christy. You'll be there at the summit as well. So many things that are going on with that particular summit. So, Dr. Farron, I know why I joined the Work-Life Balance Summit. Why did you want to be a part of this idea that we came up with? Let's do the virtual wellness experience.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when I started with the the Work-Life Balance Summit, I wanted to help people that I had been working with in person, and, really noticed that there was a lot of workplace burnout. There's a lot of workplace stress. There's a lot of stress in life with families, with kids, with jobs, with health issues. There's a lot of stress in life. And I wanted to find a way to help people balance their work and their life. I had personally been on a journey since about 2008, searching for ways to be well, physical wellness, mental wellness, spiritual wellness. And I always loved learning about those types of things. And so as I was going through this, I was picking up pieces of things and of people and of podcasts I was listening to, and I started meeting people on LinkedIn, and I thought, I really want to share this with the whole world. And so it was important for me to create that event. And after, I was creating the event and I had asked you to be a part of it, once we were working on it, you were like, do you need some help? And I said, yes, I would love some help. You helped me. And we were so excited after the event. It was hugely successful. And we said, let's do another one but we wanted it to just be about wellness, not about work and life, but just about wellness. And so we thought that was really, really important to be able to do. And we have impacted people. We have testimonials from people that have said, this was life-changing for me. I'm coming back. I want to be a part of this. I feel like I belong somewhere now. Our presenters have loved getting to know each other. And it's something that we really have fostered. And so I want to continue doing it because it's good for everyone, and I want to say one more thing about, and we can talk more. Let's talk more about the presenters in a minute, but I want to talk about that special relationship that we have with those presenters. But I do want to say that it was important to me, my tagline on my LinkedIn profile is be the change you wish to see in this world. I believe that. I believe that if I want to see change, then I should be putting out content that is going to be able to help people grow and learn and heal and become well. And so I feel like that's my mission in life. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing that to the best of my ability. And I'm bringing people out that I'm finding. Why would I want to keep them to myself when I can share them with the world? And that's what my goal is. So, Damien, after I asked you to be on the Work-Life Balance Summit, and then you offered to help me, what made you decide that you wanted to stick around?
I believe it's going to work and continue to work. I think it's a great opportunity to help support people in places where they wouldn't normally be introduced to. When you think about wellness, a lot of times people either think of meditation or yoga or eating well. But there's so many other aspects of being well. Your financial health can mess up your mental health. Your mental health can mess up your relational situation. Your relational situations can mess up everything else because you can start tuning in and bringing these things in. We all come with our own bag and we unpack it, whether we do it in front of people or we unpack it behind closed doors. So when we were doing the Work-Life Balance Summit, there were so many other people who were saying they wanted to be a part of this. And they were coming to me about the Work-Life Balance Summit. And I was like, this is not my summit. This is Dr. Farron's summit. I'm just a participant and I'm helping her out, you know, because I saw the vision what you were doing. You know, you called me in like January of 23. We had this conversation. I was like, whatever you need. And then, you know, October-ish, not October, January, September-ish, I'm seeing it and I'm like, this has to be a lot of work. Are you doing this by yourself? I was like, I'll help you. And I was just, you know, my job was to only do 2 presentations, get in and get out. And, you know, I saw it and I was like, you know, let me help you and lend my audience to you, lend my support to you. And of course, I was like, you should do another one. It should just be the virtual wellness experience, because a lot of question was it in person or not in person? So we talked about just making it simple, virtual wellness summit. And then in the course of, you know, pushing the summit out after the Work-Life Balance Summit, we were like, oh, this is an experience. Like, we need to turn this into experience. And we had so many ideas and things that we wanted to add on to it. And there's so many more stuff to add on to this that next year is going to be even bigger, even more packed and more enhanced, that we were looking to just find ways to create an experience for an affordable price where people can get it, because there's so much going on in their lives. So that's what I wanted to get a part of the virtual wellness experience, the virtual wellness summit. The virtual wellness summit created the 2350 network, because that's what it came out of. You know, preparing for it, we talked about the networking, and then the actual physical name, the 2350 network, came from my presentation during the virtual wellness summit, was talking about the 2350 mentality and experience. Then it came out of that, and you were like, why don't we just name it that? And I was like, okay. And then we created the 2350 network based off of that too. And we were like, you know what, we're going to keep building on this. And a lot of times you see growth with these particular projects. A lot of times people do one and dones, and they don't stay with it and it doesn't grow. And a lot of times if you put that effort in 3, 4, 5, you see where it goes. And we continue building with so much support from people like Christy, you know, Jackie, Melissa attended the summit. Nick was a participant and attended the summit twice, and now she's a presenter. You know, Lisa attended the summit last year. She's a presenter now.
The
You
work-life
know,
balance. Yeah.
yeah, the Work-Life Balance Summit. Felipe was a presenter at the Work-Life Balance Summit. So these summits are continuing to grow, and it's only fitting that this turns into the experience, because we want to create an experience for every individual who comes. And we've been doing that.
Yes. Whenever Damien and I first met, we met based upon the resources I was putting out on LinkedIn, parenting resources, my books, things like that. And I remember Damien always saying to me, people need resources, Tanya, people need resources. And that's when I started really contemplating and thinking about putting bigger things out there. And it is a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I just have absolutely loved the people that we've been able to meet. And I couldn't do it without your help. I loved it. It's great. And it's been even more fun. It was fun doing the very first Work-Life Balance Summit. And now it's been even more fun. Last year was probably more challenging because we were, you know, kind of building the plane while we were flying it. We were figuring it out and going through and figuring out what we needed to do. This year, it seems a little bit more, a little bit more routine. We know the platform a little bit better. We planned way in advance for our meeting dates. You know, we're just very organized in advance. And I think that has been really, really helpful for us as we go through and we build this next experience. So at least the work on the back end for us seems to be a little bit more manageable. I feel like we've got some good routines going and some roles. I think having some roles is really good. And I think we're good about asking each other for help. If one of us is feeling like, hey, I need some help here, I can't get to this, or vice versa, we're stepping in, helping each other out. And I think that's a really nice partnership as well. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and one more thing I wanted to say, sometimes you just need to hear from a different person. You know, when I attended your workshop originally, it was about, let me see if I could get a different voice to talk to my team. And a lot of times that's what it's about. You sometimes people need to hear different things from different people, different messages. And I think that's the great part about having this particular summit. You know what? Sometimes there's topics that you've heard so before, but it unlocks different things. Think about songs you've listened to and you've listened for years, and sometimes you say, "Wow, did that person say that?" I've listened to the song 10,000 times, or I watched the movie and I didn't catch that in the movie. Now I catch it because your mind is open up to new things and new experiences, and that's the same thing with the summit. We try to create a variety of people and individuals who are in place. We try to do 2 people per hour, 2 people for that 45-minute span, 15-minute breaks in between, and have those opportunities where you can pick up nuggets and pieces from every individual. And if there was something that you wanted to go to, but you went to something else, or you split time between spaces, you could go back and watch the replay.
Yeah.
And we always want to encourage our presenters to connect, collaborate, and meet with each other. We make sure we create those relationships long beyond the summit, or the experience, so people can build relationships, work together, and help each other, because that's what the whole goal is about: helping and supporting and collaborating.
It really is. And I think, you and I have been on the same page for that from the very beginning, that, when I created the event, I wanted the presenters to come together. I wanted them to collaborate. I wanted them to get to know each other. I wanted them to utilize each other for their resources, and I think that's important. If you need this type of coaching, go to this person. If you need this type, go to this person. If you want some meditation support, go to this person. And being able to bridge all of those connections together is so important and essential, right? I feel like we would really be doing a disservice to our presenters if we weren't allowing them to collaborate with one another. So just by being a presenter with us, our presenters are able to go in and they can meet each other. We give them time at our meetings. So we host a meeting every 2 weeks for our presenters to get together. It's about an hour long. We give them something for them to work on together. We give them time to collaborate, connect, get to know one another. And, we really go through and, help build a relationship together. And now our presenters are hanging out together and, off doing things together. And it's like just proud moment, it just makes you proud to be like, they're all getting along and everyone's having fun together and they're coming up with new ideas and they're, crossing their connections. And it's just exactly what we wanted to happen, right? You want to make an impact on the world. I mean, look at these people, like, tell me they're not powerful, informative experts. Look at them all. They're incredible. Like, I just am so proud.
I love that part about it, that we always have a great group of people that we assemble that come to be a part of it, and I'm so grateful for their expertise, their abilities, and it's, when you think about it, it's like so many other more people could have been a part of this particular experience. And when we do the October Work-Life Balance Summit, so many more people will be a part of that as well. And even if you're interested in becoming a presenter for the Work-Life Balance Summit in October, reach out to myself, Dr. Farron. We'll sit down and explain the expectations to you, and then we'll send you the application. And we want to try to make it as painless as possible, streamline it as best as possible. Even putting this on this event, when we had the conversation, you were like, can we talk in the first one? And we talked, and I was like, hearing your vision, it was like, what, where are you going to put it at? You trying to figure out where you was going to put it at.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? I got a friend of mine. I went to her summit. It was amazing. And I wasn't even a fan of Zoom. Like
I
I am a
know, we're
teams
not.
person. I am a teams person. I was
You
not
were
a
like,
fan of Zoom.
Zoom. I know.
Yeah, and she had it on this, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna link y'all together. Boom, y'all talked. I wasn't a part of the conversation, and you know what? And that's what this whole experience is all about. It's about connecting people together. We don't have to be a part of it. We want people to work together, collaborate, and it's the same thing with the network. We have our own campus, and we encourage our network members to connect with each other on campus, to take it off campus, text each other. I know Erica and Nick are collaborating, having conversations, speaking to each other. And these are two individuals who before didn't really connect with each other or have conversations. It's so grateful, you know. You and Fawn, you know,
Yeah.
I've been connected and known Fawn for a couple of years now. And having that connection and having those things together is so great, you know.
It really is. It really, really is. I mean, they're just a amazing group of people. Dr. Qureshi and I have our parenting in
Yes.
the trenches on Tuesday evenings. Like, just such great things already happening, and I love that. I love that. So,
Yeah.
and it's
I
that's
choose me to I choose, what is it, us now or we?
uh we. I think
We.
it's I think it's
We.
we. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. When we have some past presenters that couldn't join us, we were bummed about it. They're bummed about it. But next year, there's always next year. And so, that's what we love. I mean, I've presented at so many conferences, being an educator. And I'm telling you that I go in, I do my job, I connect with the people in my session. I don't really know any of the other presenters. There's no time for us to network, collaborate, get to know each other. They're doing their thing in their room. I'm doing my thing in my room. So I really wanted us to make this different for them. And I think we really have. And I think they really enjoy it. So I think that's important.
You know, a lot of times, sorry, you know, a lot of times people do, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Where can I find this person? I wish I can find this person. And a
Yeah.
lot of times you go to these conferences, you go to these summits, these workshops, and the person that has what you need is right next to you. You don't even know it. You don't ask questions. You don't want to feel like you're bothering them. They don't want to feel like they're bothering you. And people go in and out, and then people cross each other's paths,
Yes.
but they're meant to be together. When I go to a conference, and you're probably the same way, and you know people, and we talked about this offline, and you know individuals who connect with each other, you're like, all right, connect with each other or put this person together. Why don't y'all work together? And that's the same thing that I've done at workshops, same thing you've done at conferences as well. And that's what we do even leading up to the summit with the presenters. We put them together, we let them know what each other does well, and we connect each other, keep connect them with each other to have these relationships and these friendships, these collaborations long after the virtual wellness summit, the virtual wellness experience, and even the work-life balance summit. So
I do. I love that. I love that. I was going to ask you, put this up here because put
okay.
Christy's comment up there because, right, we see each other. We see this perfect little profile, right, for everybody on LinkedIn. But do you know them? Have you got to sit and talk to them? And so these people that are coming to your audio events or your linked, well, we don't have those anymore, but your live events or you're communicating through the comment section, they come to your session. Oh my gosh, you get to meet them for real. And it is so fun to be together and to talk to one another. And, our network, I know this isn't about our network, but our network is wanting to get together in person. And we're super excited about that. We're trying to get there. We know eventually down the road, we'll do some type of an event that's in person as well for everybody else. So we're working on it. We've been asked these questions already. We're working on it.
Like Jackie and Melissa are connected and doing things together. Like that is what this platform is. That's what these particular workshops are about. It's about getting what you need, building with people who are like-minded with you, building relationships beyond, what that 2 hours or 2 days that you go to a conference. There's those lasting, meaningful relationships. And I think we're doing that with the virtual wellness experience. I think we're doing that with the Work-Life Balance Summit. we don't get the experience without the Work-Life Balance Summit. So I'm grateful for the Work-Life Balance Summit. And then we created this, we don't get the summit, well, the Virtual Wellness Summit without it. And we don't get the virtual wellness experience without it, or the magazine and these opportunities, and even down to the 2350 network. So this, like you said, Dr. Rowe, this is so awesome to have these particular connections. And I'm grateful for every last one of y'all, Dr. Rowe, for coming to the last Work-Life Balance Summit and showing up for it. Jackie, for coming to the presenting at the Work-Life Balance Summit and being my friend. Christy, thank you for coming, and also extending to someone else to be a presenter,
Yes.
charity. And also, there's so many other people on here, Nick, helping out, Leslie Flowers, Lisa. Virtual Wellness Summit was like, I want to be a presenter during the Virtual Wellness Summit. And then we had the Work-Life Balance Summit. And then now she's the presenter at the experience.
I know. It's exciting. And, I also want to say that the people that are presenting have incredible energy. So not only are they experts in their field, they are dynamic speakers. They have great energy. You're going to go there and enjoy it. So let's talk about who should come to this. Because here we are. We've been blabbering on about them like, they're our children or something. Like, we're super proud of them. But they are. And I know they're amazing. And so it's hard to not do that. But why should you come to this, and who should come to the event? So I tell everyone this story. The very first one I had, I was behind the scenes. Again, Damien connected me with a friend, Andressa, and she helped me with the platform. She came to our practice session. She practiced with me. Like, we had a couple of meetings together. I had my one daughter who's on my CLI team sitting with me. She was on a computer. I was on a computer. We were troubleshooting if anybody had a hard time getting into sessions. And she was like 20 at the time, 22 probably. And she was like, I said, okay, switch. Like, let's pretend like I was in Damien's and Dr. Sheila's, and she was in Dr. Sheila's. I was in Damien's. And I was like, okay, switch with me so I can go see the other one. And she goes, I don't want to leave yet. I want to hear what they have to say. She's 22 years old, right? And you're thinking, why would she be interested in this? She was in love with the whole thing. She was like, oh my gosh, this person's so great. Oh my gosh, this person. And Deanna, we've met for dinner with Deanna when she's come in town, which I know she's not coming, you guys. I'm telling you about a person who's not going to be here, but we'll get her for the next one maybe. But she's presented at 3 different sessions with us, and she's amazing. And you just sit there, and my daughter's like, I've messaged her privately on LinkedIn. I'm like, that's what it's about. That's what we want. We want people to have things that they're taking away. So who should come? Anybody. I would say 18 years old to 100, I don't know, can come to this and be a part of this. They're going to learn something. They're going to build a connection. They're going to build a friendship, and again, the connection with the people in the audience. Like you said, when you go to in-persons, you sit next to this person, you don't talk to them, you go back out and talk to the people that you came with that went to a different session. And so you'll be connecting and collaborating with everyone that is there. So anyone should come. Who do you think should come, Damien?
I think everyone should come to it. It's a great opportunity. It's also a great opportunity to talk to your employer, to get them an opportunity to send you for this particular training and workshop. People who are looking for opportunities to build on their relational skills, their professional skills, their health and wellness, those particular skills, and even getting tips from other people about finances, and also dealing with people. There's so many conversations and individuals from different places, spaces, and skill sets that are in this particular arena. Like when you were talking about Kimberly, I was just thinking about like imagining and seeing Kimberly, because Kimberly does a great job of getting you to move.
Yes.
And she talks and she gets you to move, you do activities, and she's just moving. And it's all about getting your blood flowing, your mind flowing, and then you start forgetting about some of the other things. And she's really skilled at doing those things. So, and Anya with the energy, Leslie Flowers, we're talking about the mindset. And especially with Leslie Flowers, I know individuals know who she is, but she is really good at, if you're a person who wants to do 45 different things, and you want to learn how to narrow it down and get it down to one thing, Leslie Flowers is definitely your person because she's going to get you to focus on one particular skill, one particular goal, and get you to focus on that, put your
Yes.
energy in that. And Jackie's really, I love Jackie's topics because I never know what I host lives and audio rooms with her in the past, and this is kind of started most of my journey on this particular platform with Jackie doing hosting these events. And I never know what she's going to talk about, but I'm always excited and even more amazed every time she comes up with a topic.
Yes.
She talked about being unbalanced with how what do you do in your
Yes.
family that unbalances you? Like who does that?
I know. Dr. Qureshi, she's going to talk about real relationships. Like she gets real. You know what I mean?
I've seen her in person.
Yes.
And in person is even more.
Yeah. She's
Oh
fun.
my goodness.
And Lee, we talk about Lee. Lee is presented in the network for us. I mean, that woman comes in, boom, she hits it. She just goes with it. Erica Kessie's going to have you probably laughing with some form of it. And then she's going to blow you away with something that you're like, wow, that was, just, like impressive. I hadn't thought of that. She talked a lot at the network meeting yesterday.
Yes.
It really enjoyed her. Dr. Rowe, my
It's a
gosh.
wealth of knowledge.
Oh, she has a wealth of knowledge. And
Yes.
Dr. Rowe, she will suck you in. I'm going to tell you, she is going to get you. You're going to be engrossed in what she's saying and you're going to be nodding along. And I think you'll be, fast friends, I'm sure, right away.
She has a teen magazine as well, Dr. Rowe.
The woman
is amazing. Like
she doesn't sleep. I don't think she sleeps.
Yes, and the same thing with Erica. Erica's like 50,000 things going on. She talks about balancing that. And, that is a great person to have a conversation with Dr. Rowe and Erica because they have so many things going on. And how do they balance those things? And I know people used to ask, how do you do all this? Speak to them as well. And Lee, like, how do you, like, she came up with a topic of how do you eat well when you don't cook?
Yeah.
It's the creativity in these particular workshops that is so amazing. Wow, we're almost at time.
I know. I'm excited to see Valencia. I've never really seen her, gotten to know her a little bit. Love that. Dr. Sheila. Anytime I talk about a summit, my mom always says, is Dr. Sheila going to be there? I love her. That's all she says every time.
Yes.
I'm like, I know. She was your fave. You saw her. These two guys, Dr. Sir Royce and Dr. Rahim, you're going to love that. Excited to learn more about Colleen. Leslie, just as, oh my gosh.
Lisa.
Oh, God.
Lisa's amazing, too.
Yes.
She makes me think about, health in a different ways. The women's body and how men can support their moms, their sisters, their aunts when they're going through stuff. There's so many people who are amazing. It's too many people, but it's not enough.
Right.
We only have 2 days.
I'm laughing at Dr. Rowe's comment. She does need Ambien. Something's got to slow that girl down and make her go to sleep, Dr. Rowe. Oh, I love all of them. They're just great. And TC's got amazing energy. Nick, I'm excited. She's got a new adventure going on in life and just so many great people. Having Thomas join us, super great. So absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. So yeah, we're about wrapped up in time here. My goodness.
Biggest takeaway from building out the summit that you learned about yourself before we get into the quote?
Gosh, biggest takeaway. I would have to say, like, I have a couple things to say. I really like people's feedback. I really like to hear what they want us to do next because we really try to build that out. And we've built the events based upon people's feedback and what they want. And so we like that. I think that's important. That's a big takeaway for me, but I don't know that I really realized the amount of people it was going to impact. The first time I did it, the second time. And, now I'm excited to hear, that impact from people because I want them to have a positive one. How about you? What's your biggest takeaway?
I think the biggest thing for me was be present for the moment. And then the other part was realistically, it's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
It is it's growing and it continues to grow. And I think we just need to continue to be consistent. And, I'm always proud of what the presenters do during these particular summits because they do a great job of facilitating, talking about topics that are relevant, and also using a lot of creativity and pouring their passion into this particular experience. They make it their own, and we want them to make going up to the process their own and their facilitation their own as well. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I love it. I agree. All right, what quote are you going with tonight, Damien? It's time for a quote.
All right. As always, we end with a quote. And my quote is always, don't let 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes you're late.
I love that.
Network.
I love that.
Time to connect.
All right. I love this quote. This is just kind of a wellness quote, in my opinion, about parenting. I have it in my book, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child. It's by Irma Bombeck. Check her out. She was the author in the 50s. I see children as kites. You spend a lifetime trying to get them off the ground. You run with them until you're both breathless. They crash. You add a longer tail. You patch and comfort, adjust and teach. You watch them lifted by the wind and assure them that someday they will fly. And that's sort of how I feel about this little baby that we've been working on, right? We just keep working on it and it just gets better and better and better. And we just keep taking it to lift off and it just keeps taking off higher and higher. And so I love that. So thanks everyone for joining us. Damien and I are here on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. We have this show at 7 p.m. And then in about 2 weeks, we have 5 nights in a row of Meet the Presenters coming. And then catch us this Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday. I haven't put it together yet, but it will be out there and you can catch a few more presenters then.
All right. And thank you all for joining us, and check out the reel and the trailer of the virtual wellness experience. See you next week.